Hello, welcome back. In this segment, we will continue to talk about secret sharing. In the previous segment, we talked about sharing a secret among yes people. And if any two of them are available, we can reconstruct the secret. In this segment, we will extend it to another constraint. Okay, suppose you would like to have at least three people to be available. So you have some secret K, you want it to distribute among yes people. If any three of them are available, we should be able to reconstruct the secret. Anything less than 3, we should not be able to. So here is the problem number 46. As we can see, we want yes people to have the secret, but if any 3 of them are available, we should be able to reconstruct the secret. Fewer than 3 should not be able to reconstruct. So here is the polynomial they gave us, ax square plus bx plus k. K is the secret that you would like to distribute. Of course, a cannot be 0. And we want the pairs I comma f of I to be computed for yes people, because we would like to distribute to yes people. The goal is to prove that this scheme has the desired properties. Okay, let me first give some basic overview of this polynomial f of x equal to ax square plus bx plus k in mod p. Why this polynomial has this property that you need 3 points to uniquely determine the polynomial. Let me show you an example and then we can talk about the solution. So what I'm going to show to you is a very simple scenario where the polynomial is instantiated with the prime p equal to 3. So I wanted to first print that for you so you can see what happens. A, B, and k, all possible A, B, K values are listed here, except the fact that A cannot be 0, because if A is 0, we wouldn't need 3 people. We talked about it in the previous segment. We can solve it with 2. That's the reason A cannot be 0. And the rest of the table remains the same as what we talked about in the previous segment. As you can see here, the possible values of X are 0, 1, 2. Okay. And for different A, B, K, we compute the values. And what is the main message I want to convey to you is that suppose you know 2 points. Let's say somehow you found out the value for f of 1 and f of 2. And we need to look at 2 comma 1, right? Because this is the output 2 and 1. So where are 2 comma 1? Here is 2 comma 1. Is one place. That means A can be 1, B can be 2, K can be 2. But let's scroll down further. Okay, what does it tell us? It tells us that A can be either 1 or 2. Anyway, which we know A's value is smaller than P. So there's not much information leaked. There's no information leak whatsoever. If you only know 2 values, okay, if you know 3 values, there's no other place in this table which has this combination 2, 1, 2, which tells you there's exactly only one key possible, which means if you know 3 points, okay, like this, f of 0, f of 1, f of 2, you can reconstruct the original key K. Okay, the key K in this case is 2. All right, that's the intuition. And now let me show you the proof of the problem. Okay, let's quickly revisit the problem and then we will look at the proof. So here is the problem. They gave us a polynomial, right? This is the polynomial f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus k. And they want us to distribute the secret among yes people. We need 3 people. Any 3 people can deduce the secret, okay? But less than 3, they should not be, right? That's the important point. Fewer than 3 should not be. All right, with that background, let me show to you now, suppose you found out any 3 values, how can you reconstruct A, B, and K? So here is the polynomial they gave us, right? F of x equal to ax square plus bx plus k. Let's assume we learned the values at 3 points. I call it u, v, and w, right? Suppose you learned f of u, f of v, and f of w. And I explain now how to reconstruct a, b, k from the values of u, v, w. Take the first 2 equations and subtract, and take the first equation and third equation and subtract. So you get 2 new equations. And now if you want to get rid of b, you have to multiply the 4th equation by u minus w and 5th equation by u minus v. That's what I did. Once you found the a value, you can go and put it in one of the equations. Go and put the equation value of a here. In equation 4, you can easily find the value of b. Once you find the value of a and b, you can go and put it in one of the equations 1, 2, 3 to find the value of k. That's basically it. So now I will show you a brief demo of this logic. Okay. First, let's generate a 256-bit random number. So we have a 256-bit random number. This could be your AES key that you're going to distribute among, say, 5 people. And I want to distribute among 5 people now. Let's do that. From secret sharing, I will import my code and produce the shares and the prime P which we need. And let's say share key among 5 people. The key is the K value. Okay, now we have the shares ready. Let's say print shares. Okay, forget about the first element. I always put the first element to 0 to map to make it easy for I to f of I mapping. Okay, so let's assume now you've got the values of say the second element, okay, and the third element and the fifth element. Okay, now let's try to reconstruct. Okay, now I need to first of all give the fu value, right? This is the second element, these shares. Now the goal is to reconstruct the original key from these shares. Okay, let's try that. Reconstruct key. All right, let's print the same and see whether it's the same as the key. Yeah, you see here it's the same key that was originally shared. Python always puts a L at the end for long type, but other than that, you got the idea that I have the key K and I distribute among 5 people, right? And I have only 3 shares available from identity number 2, 3, and 5, and I need to know their secrets, right? So you see, this is a secret from uth person, this is secret from vth person, this is a secret from wth person, and I bring them together to reconstruct the original secret. All right, so very quickly we can summarize it by drawing a picture. All we did is basically we have some key K, the master. Let's say here's the master. The master has some secret K, which he doesn't like to store it here. So he will send f of 1 to one node. Okay, this is node 1. Let's call it node 1. And node 1 has to safely store the value of f of 1. So f of 1 is stored in a file system, access control, something like that. Okay, he sends f of 1. Okay, and he does the same for all of the nodes. He has yes nodes and he send it to all the nodes, meaning each node gets f of I. If the node I will get f of I, that means node S will get f of S. That's basically the idea. And at the time of reconstruction, suppose you have 3 nodes, right? Let's say U, W, U, V, and W, node U, node V, and node W. All they will do, they will send back f of U, f of V, and f of W. The master will be able to reconstruct the same key K. Okay, so which means that the attacker has to compromise all these 3 machines. Okay, or any 3 machines among the S machines have to be compromised to reconstruct this key K. That is the idea of this problem. And I have shown to you clearly that anything less than 3 will not tell you anything about A, B, and K. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.